Because each of us must pass from childhood to adulthood and on into our retirement years, we must use our wealth and our vision as a nation to ensure security and prosperity for every member of our society. To make this happen, a great deal more has to be done in the education and health of our children, in the right of young families to own their own home without half a lifetime of mortgages and high interest rates, in increased pensions for our aged and medical and hospital aid. Our young will inherit a fiercely competitive world, not just within our society, but in competition with other nations. Their proper education is of more vital concern today than ever in our history, and we're lagging behind. Australia is prosperous. Why then do we make it more difficult and charge more to own a home than any comparable nation in the world? Free medical care is surely an essential for our aged. Increased pensions and abolition of the means test is well overdue. These are things most enlightened nations take for granted. Why not us?
In this classroom and thousands of others, we are making the future. The attention we give to this task today will determine what sort of nation we are to become. We aren't doing enough. The schools are overcrowded. Their facilities are inadequate. They are understaffed. A class of 30 pupils is considered to be the maximum for effective instruction. Yet classes of 45 pupils or more are to be found everywhere in Australia. We regard this problem as critical and will immediately grant an annual subsidy of $20 million to the states for school building. There is an urgent need to look into every aspect of education. Labor will set up a national inquiry at once. We shall implement the recommendations of the Martin Committee on teacher training. There is a desperate shortage of lay teachers, so we shall make an emergency grant of $22 million to build our teaching strength. Every young family wants to own its own home. We must do something about high interest rates and crippling second mortgages. Labor will establish a homes division of the Commonwealth Bank. 95% of the cost of your new home will be met up to a limit of $10,000, and this at a very reasonable interest rate. The balance of 5% will be met by paying child endowment in advance. In other words, you will receive a cheque for 16 years endowment for every child up to a limit of $2,000. In addition, you will retain the present housing grant of $500. In this way, the initial loan and the deposit on your new home will be easily met.